Shit.
The song is a present from my friends to you.
Take control. Take control. I see a vision rising dreary.
Hello guys and welcome to All the Time Spent Gaming's YouTube channel. This time for a review of Control. This will be my first review in English, and it's also the first time I'm playing through a game on my brand new Razer Blade 15 laptop. God, how I love that laptop. I got it a week ago from ProShop and I haven't been able to turn my face away from the screen since then. I've cuddled with it, I've hugged it, I've slept with it. No, not in that way.
Shit.
Okay, you're all here for my review of Control, so let's get it going. Control is the latest game from Finnish developer Remedy, and Remedy's first game since the split from Microsoft a couple of years back. Control was released on August 27th to almost raving reviews, scoring a mighty 81 out of 100 on Metacritic so far. The success of Control is much needed for the developer Remedy, since their last game, Quantum Break, is regarded as somewhat of a failure. Quantum Break tried to blend live-action TV series with a regular third-person action game, and the result was a heavily flawed experience. It's therefore quite easy to see why the developer has thrown almost everything that did Quantum Break out when constructing the latest game, Control. And Control is a much better game than Quantum Break. It's just not a great one. I have to say that I was first quite impressed with Control after playing through the introduction. Well, the story seemed quite weird, but that can also be said in a good way, and the graphics were fantastic. I captured my playthrough of Control on my brand new Razer Blade 15 with an RTX 2070, and the game ran and looked amazing in 1080p with RTX on. Control really is a game changer for Nvidia RTX, and this is the first time that a modern game that is actually playable integrates a fully RTXed world. Everything from shadows to lighting and reflections are ray traced in real time, and the result is simply extraordinary. As a matter of fact, I've stopped quite a few times just to look at my reflection in the glass windows in the complex that is the old house. When playing Control, it's quite easy to understand why Nvidia RTX is the future. Everything that glimmers isn't gold though.
Helvete.
And the story that drives the experience, that at first seemed quite weird, but in a good way, is actually painfully weird, but in a bad way. The game starts off with Jesse Faden, the main character, walking into the FBC, the Federal Bureau of Control, and in a couple of minutes, she's the Bureau's new director. Everything goes downhill from there. Control tries to be a thriller, but without giving any thrills. The characters are all except for the Finnish janitor, who Faden believes is a Swede, thanks for that Jesse, one-dimensional and simply boring.
I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know.
The plot is too full of plot holes and inconsistencies to be even somewhat believable. The main character's attempts to break the fourth wall are just uninteresting and dull. Remedy tries to tie you to Jesse by stating that you are the voice in their head, but it just doesn't work.
They're here, alive, thanks to you.
You deserve thanks too, of course.
It's easy to see what Remedy tried to do here, and I will always remember the funny janitor, but the story in Control just isn't very good. The gameplay is quite good though. Control is a Metroidvania-style adventure game that heavily promotes backtracking. The entirety of the game takes place within the old house, the FBC's offices, and there's a lot of secret passages and collectibles for those who are interested. The control in Control is also quite good. Wouldn't be much of a game otherwise though. And the gameplay feels tight and intuitive. The main character collects new abilities from collecting objects of power, and the abilities and weapons can be upgraded via the progression system. Control really is a power fantasy, and it's always fun to throw objects around and watch the surrounding environment blow up and shatter in a graphically astounding way. You shouldn't expect much variety when it comes to the enemy types in Control though, because you will be fighting the same enemy types over and over and over again, with just slight variations. Overall gameplay is good in Control though, and a huge leap up from Quantum Break. To summarize, Control is an interesting game gameplay-wise, and a real looker. The game is quite well optimized for PC, and shows off Nvidia RTX in the best of ways. The story is convoluted though, and full of plot holes, and that's why the game never reaches such highs as Alan Wake or Max Payne. The final verdict is therefore a solid 7 out of 10. That's everything for today. If you like this video, I hope you like it here on YouTube. If you dislike it, I hope you dislike it and leave an angry comment. If you want to follow me, you can do so here on YouTube or on Facebook or on Instagram or on my own webpage www.allthetimespentgaming.com. Until next time, I wish you all a great week of gaming.